Video footage has emerged of Anthony Joshua confronting some students at Loughborough University for heckling him. Now, according to the Sun newspaper, they say that a source said lots of profanity and abusive language was chucked at him, as in Anthony Joshua, while the students hid in an upstairs window. They picked on the wrong man. They should be more careful. AJ apparently doubled back after getting all this abuse hurled at him, and it was apparently specifically to do with Tyson Fury. They said that he ducked Fury or whatever. So AJ doubled back. He went to the building. He pressed on the buzzer. He was let in, and he came up to the room and confronted the hecklers. And in the video, AJ can be heard saying words to the effect of, "If I have my people come up in here and start cracking your glass jaws, you're not going to like it. So you should be more respectful," etc., etc. And he does infer that it would be other people coming up there doing it rather than him. And I guess he's wary of making direct threats to somebody. And again, he talks about a hypothetical scenario. If my people came up in here and started cracking your glass jaws and running you off campus, running you out of this uni, you wouldn't like it. So what do you guys think about this? Now, the video can be seen on the Sun's website. It's also on this YouTube channel called The Mac Life, and I'm sure many other YouTube channels have uploaded it as well. Some people are going to say that this is really poor form from AJ. This is bully boy tactics. Why would a 6'6" boxer need to confront some little pencil neck nerd students over a bit of heckling? But other people are going to say, nah, you know what? In this day and age, some of these little nerds are getting too big for their boots and they need bringing down a peg or two. They need to get a reality check, basically, because certainly when I was growing up in the 80s and 90s, I wasn't used to being insulted. If somebody insulted me, that means we had to fight. And that's how it was. Therefore, if you were some little pencil neck nerd, you didn't insult people. Do you know what I mean? All the pencil neck nerds back in my day were good as gold and they wouldn't say boo to a goose. But today they're all emboldened because of the social media culture where people can just say whatever rubbish they want to say to an individual. I'm not talking about criticizing somebody on your channel or on your blog. I'm talking about actually atting someone, messaging them privately. Do you know what I mean? Or when they're on a live, giving them insults and all this kind of stuff. People feel emboldened to do this kind of thing now in this new millennial internet age. When I first started using the internet and, well, specifically social media and YouTube in the early 2000s, it was jarring to me when I was getting insulted in YouTube comments. I wanted to meet up with people and fight them because, again, I wasn't used to people talking to me like that unless we were actually going to fight. So, yeah, it was jarring to me, but eventually, of course, I got used to it. And I don't get so triggered now when someone says something slick on the internet. I might block them. I might say something about their mom or whatever the case may be. But obviously, you run a YouTube channel, 75,000 subs, you get insulted all the time. So you can't actually get into even arguments with most of the people that are insulting you, or you'll be at the computer all day. So if I see the insults, I might say something slick back, block someone, delete someone, whatever. You know, just keep it pushing. So, yeah, this loose behavior that a lot of millennials in particular have, whereby they think they can talk slick to people and there'll be no ramifications, there'll be no repercussions. Some people think that they need to get confronted the way AJ confronted him here so that they won't do it again in future, so that they get a reality check, you know? What do you guys think in the comment section below about AJ doing this? Now, some people are saying that this shows AJ's in the right mind frame ahead of the Alexander Usyk rematch. But again, other people are going to say it's easy to confront some little pencil neck uni nerds. That doesn't mean you're in the right mind frame. It would have been more impressive if it was a group of big guys and AJ stepped to them and said, yo, you're not going to insult me. You're not going to disrespect me like this, you know? Because when AJ lost to Andy Ruiz, I seem to remember reading something about him being heckled in the streets of New York after the fight and AJ not really doing anything or not stepping to anybody. So again, people are going to harken back to that and say, hey, If AJ was that tough, why didn't he say something to the people that were heckling him in New York? But he wants to say something to these pencil neck uni students at Loughborough. So I don't know. What side of the fence do you sit on? Let me know in the comment section below. Personally, some people are going to look at this and say, oh, see, this is the real AJ, the bully boy behind the scenes. You have to take things on a case-by-case basis. And if someone's leaning out the window and heckling you and insulting you, and you know these people have never laced up a pair of gloves in their lives, all right? And these kind of people are trying to heckle you and insult you in real life from the safety of their dorm, I think they should be confronted, to be honest. That's the side of the fence. They should be confronted. Whether they're pencil neck nerds or they're rugby players or whoever they are, they should be confronted because the things have got completely out of control now. The way people just troll and heckle people directly. I'm not talking about saying something about them. I'm talking about atting them. You know what I mean? Sending them private messages. It's like all this kind of stuff is going on. You shouldn't be atting anyone. You shouldn't be sending somebody private messages. You shouldn't be hurling abuse at somebody when they walk past, in my view, unless you're willing to fight them. But I'm old school. You know what I mean? If I hurl abuse at you in real life, that means that I'm willing to fight you. Yeah, I'm not going to hurl abuse and then go hide in my room. No, that means I'm willing to fight you if I'm hurling abuse at you. So anyway, let me know what you guys think about this. Is AJ in the right mindset ahead of the Usyk rematch? Or does this show that the abuse that he's been getting online, the people doubting him, is getting to him? Maybe it's the opposite. Perhaps some of you see it that way, that this is AJ showing mental weakness, that he's cracking under the pressure of people saying that Tyson Fury's better and that AJ ducked Fury and all this kind of stuff. Of course, I've seen no evidence that AJ ever ducked Fury. There's more evidence that Fury at one point in his career avoided the AJ fight because he could have signed with Eddie Hearn, of course, and been guaranteed the AJ fight when he came back in, when was it, 2018? He decided to go in a different direction and fight Deontay Wilder. Now, I'm not making a judgment here on whether Tyson Fury would have beaten AJ or not. It's not about that. It's just literally describing what happened. If they were to fight today, of course, I'm picking Tyson Fury, right? All day, every day, and twice on Sunday. So it's not about who I think would win, but I'm just describing exactly what took place back in 2018. Anyway, AJ flexing, right? Flexing on these pencil neck uni students. Let me know what you think about it in the comments.